Scotland is braced for heavy rain, high winds, and travel disruption on Friday as Storm Gertrude sweeps the country. Many schools have been closed as a precaution and trains and ferries have been cancelled. The Met Office has issued amber be prepared and yellow be aware warnings for Scotland and large parts of the rest of the UK. 2 amber warnings for high winds are in place, with gusts expected to reach their peak around mid-morning. Winds of more than 90 miles per hour are predicted across Shetland, with gusts on the west coast and central Scotland getting up to 80 miles per hour. ScotRail has announced a raft of train cancellations and reduced services for Friday. No trains will run north of Inverness, or from Perth to Inverness, until late afternoon, and there will be no trains from Glasgow to Oban, Fort William and Mallaig until then either. Services to Stranraer and the Clyde coast will be disrupted, and Glasgow to Edinburgh trains will be half-hourly. The severe gales are expected to cause most impact along the west coast of Scotland. West Coast ferry operator Caledonian MacBrayne has also warned of disruption to its services. All schools on the Western Isles, Orkney, and Shetland will be closed on Friday. The Scottish Environment Protection Agency has issued flood alerts and flood warnings, raising awareness of the potential risk of flooding for Argyll, Borders, Dumfries, and Galloway, Easter Ross and Tayside. The first amber warning issued covers western, central and parts of eastern Scotland and includes a forecast of winds gusting to 60 miles per hour or 70 miles per hour across wide areas and to 80 miles per hour on exposed coasts. The wind speeds have been forecast to reduce during Friday afternoon. An amber warning for winds gusting to 90 miles per hour has been issued for the Northern Isles. The conditions in Orkney and Shetland are not expected to ease until 1700 hours. Users of the Forth Road Bridge have been warned to be prepared for disruption. The bridge's operators said it was likely to be open to cars only during the morning peak period, and a full bridge closure was possible for a time from about 8 o'clock. The Met Office has also issued a yellow warning of rain falling to 40 mm 60 mm over western Scotland and north of central Scotland on Friday. A separate yellow warning of snow and freezing temperatures covers from 2100 hours on Friday to 1500 hours on Saturday. The Met Office said, showers, frequent and heavy at times, will turn increasingly to snow through Friday evening. The heaviest snow showers are most likely to the north of the central belt of Scotland. Here, away from the immediate coast, around 5 to 10 centimeters of snow could accumulate through Friday night and Saturday morning. Elsewhere, snow accumulations will be more localized, around 1 centimeter to 3 centimeters is possible and primarily above 200 m. Road surface temperatures are expected to fall below freezing overnight into Saturday morning, leading to a risk of icy patches forming. Gale or severe gale force winds have also been forecast for Monday, according to the Met Office. Meanwhile, out at sea, charts produced by surfers' website magicseaweed.com forecast swells of up to 48 feet, 14 m, to the west and north of Scotland. Scottish Borders Council said it had begun planning for potential flooding in its area. Jim Fraser, the Council's emergency planning officer, said, given the number and content of the weather warnings issued, and the current ground conditions, we are preparing for a significant and extended weather event across the region. The Council and partner agencies are doing our very best to plan for the potential impacts of Storm Gertrude and would urge residents to make sure they are fully aware of the forecasts and take all necessary steps to prepare themselves. Travel disruption is almost inevitable given the weather forecast we have been provided with, and it may well be that Police Scotland advise during the upcoming days that travel should only be undertaken if absolutely necessary. High risk. Western Isles Council, Comhairle nan Eileen Seor, has warned Icelanders to prepare for bad weather. All schools on the islands will be closed on Friday. Transport Minister Derek Mackay said some very difficult weather conditions have been forecast. He said, winds of this severity bring a high risk of disruption, leading to cancelled ferries, train services, and restrictions or closures on bridges. The gale force winds will also make high-sided vehicles particularly prone to being blown over. We are in regular contact with the transport operators regarding the situation. They do not take the decision to cancel services lightly, but safety is paramount. Mr. Mackay added, before heading out, people need to consider the conditions. They should listen to radio reports, visit the Traffic Scotland website or Twitter feed and take note of the latest police advice.